Hi, my name is William and I am 6 years old. I'm going to be reading Life in a Half a Second and its 5-minute rule of reading. So I'm going to read it out loudly, so if you like it, put thumbs up. Okay, so let me begin. Take 1. Page of Life in a Half a Second. Life in a Half a Second. How to achieve success before it's too late. Matthew Michaelich. First page. Take 1. To my incredible, unbelievable family. Bobby, Gigi, Lula, Kretschik, Guinea Rabbit, Boo Boo, and Pixie. And with heartfelt thanks to Konstantin Cheriak, Melissa Stamova, Joe Shafarius, James Bolzari, Polly McGee, Stuart Snyder, Kishan Vijayadas, Mark Richards, Susan Andrews, Doug Meisner, Lynette Moulton, and Colin Pierce. No, again. Continue the journey at www.com lifeinahalf-a-second. Sign up for the Life in a Half a Second challenge. www.lifeinahalfasecond.com/challenge. Contents: the countdown, the first door, the second door, the third door, the fourth door, the fifth door, working on index about the author. My 6-year-old son asks, "Dad, why do you have to write this book?" I don't have to. I explain, I want to. But why? Because it gives me pleasure to write it. But how? Because this book is everything that I am. And with 100 years, I'll be long gone. But this book will still be here. And its children's grandchildren will be here and be with me. I don't understand. I pause. Rethink my strategy. Okay, let me explain it another way. How do you feel when you're skateboarding? Happy, he replies, the corners of his mouth turning upwards. Well, that's how I feel when I'm writing this book. Silence, contemplation. His eyes widen and he stares deeply into my soul. Dad, are you writing a book about skateboards?
Ooh. Okay. Chapter 1.
Chapter 1. Life is short and death is long. Rich Shoulder.
Chapter 1.
Chapter 1. Take 2. The countdown. Everyone knows that life is short. It's the most over-preached truth on earth. But how short is it? Exactly. Earth planet Earth is 4.5 billion years old. The species you and I belong to, Homo sapiens, did not emerge into some
200.
You need to go to bed. You don't be sick. It's 9:15.
Please, can you give us some time?
He needs to go to bed so he can get up early in the morning.
Homo sapiens did not emerge until some 200 years ago. The oldest known fossils of modern humans.
Start here.
Where?
The species.
The species you and I belong to, Homo sapiens. Can I please tell them what Homo sapiens are?
No, keep good. Just reading.
In the end, I can say that. Okay. Can we not read
just
the
keep
whole
reading.
thing?
No, you don't have to read the whole thing.
Okay. Homo sapiens did not emerge until some 200 years ago.
200,000.
200,000 years ago. The oldest known fossils of modern humans are only 160,000 years old. Discovered in Herto, Ethiopia. So out of the 4.5 billion, so out of the 4.5 billion years that is planet,
This planet.
at that years that this planet has been floating through the nothingness of space, we've been around some 0.0044% of that time. But put another way, if our planet was exactly 1 year old, then modern humans will be around.
Could have been.
It could have been around since the last 23 minutes. Measured on the same scale, if our planet was a year old, then your life will
Your entire life.
Your entire life will amount to half a second. In planet time, that's all you have, half a second. We don't appreciate this as kids. Science seems unlimited.
Time seems
unlimited. Next page, take 3. And goes by ever so slowly. We're impatient to grow up, become adults and enter the real world. We imagine all the freedom we'll have, all things we will get to do. But when adulthood finally arrives, we discover that we'll be spending the vast
majority.
Where am I? I can't see that well.
Yeah.
Majority of our freedom at work, paying bills, surviving, often in jobs we don't like, we don't care about. Life is not how we imagined it.
Disillusionment sets in.
We spend our half a second doing everything except what we really want, dreaming of the future, of the distant, faraway day in life, when life will be different, better, when you can finally do the things we want. But our long
as we grow awaited
older. No. Oh, I thought we were down here. Older time begins moving faster and faster, and our long-awaited day never seems to come. The tragedy of life isn't that we have half a second. The tragedy is that we waste it. In my travels across continents, countries, and cultures, first as a serial immigrant, later as a businessman, I met people from every walk of life imaginable, and through all these journeys in different parts of the globe, I became obsessed by a single question. What would you do if you had 1 year to live? I'm not sure where the question came from, what prompted it, or why. But it quickly became my favorite topic of conversation. And the more I asked the question to people of varying backgrounds, skin color, religion, and education, the more obsessed I became. Why? Because I always received the same answer with only a year to live. Most people would quit work, spend time with family, see the world, and do everything they always dreamed of doing before it's too late.